You can pass an eval quickly if you take your time. In this video, I'm going to talk about overnight trading and how the expected pivots overnight can give you the exact setup that you're looking for. For those of you that are new here, my name is Forrest. I invest in stuff I think that everybody should too. I'm MyFundedFutures official YouTuber. I have my own YouTube channel called Forrest Trading. Recently did a rebrand. I know I've changed it like 3 times now, but there's a link to my channel down below. Also have a day trade community. So if you're looking for a trading home where you can learn how to trade, regardless of whatever prop firm you're using, you can go and check that out. But of course, MyFundedFutures is the best in the business. I personally am a fan of their expert account. I love end of day trailing accounts. There's no gimmicks. It's really straight to the point. And whenever you reach the end of your payout cycle, you get paid. It's fast. I love it. I have no complaints. So if you're looking for an account, go ahead, use the link down below in the description of this video. Now, let's talk about overnight trading. First, I want to lay out some foundational things. Overnight trades do not exist every single night, right? You should not be sitting out at your desk whenever you're watching this video and going, okay, I'm going to take an overnight trade right now because Forrest says overnight trading is a great way to pass account. Wrong, false, okay? Overnight trading is a great way to cash trades because of the narrative of the market. Okay, so I'm going to review some price action from this past Friday coming into Monday and some of the trades that I took around that as an example of what you could look for, but these setups don't always exist, right? What's most important is the narrative of the market according to sweeps of liquidity, right? And what makes sense to happen for the next session. So I'll say that again, the narrative of the market in terms of what liquidity sweeps are available and what makes sense for the upcoming session. Now, if you're not familiar with volume profile or anything like that, go and watch some of my other videos discussing volume profile. It is core to the way that I trade. If you're not familiar with that and you have a different system, maybe stay tuned. You might learn something new. So we're going to go ahead and jump into the charts and talk about it. All right, so we're looking at the daily chart and you can see I already have written up here. This was me talking to my Discord folks earlier, but what liquidity matters and how do we get there is the exact framework that you should be thinking about the market. What liquidity matters? Well, we can look at the volume profile, right? We're not going to do a full volume profile breakdown here, but we could see here that there are all of these big nodes, right, that exist on the higher time frames, right? Now, I want to go back to before we had this red day on NQ, right? So this was Monday. This was a red Monday. Let's go back to, we'll use the chart replay on TradingView to this past Friday. And my Wi-Fi is going really slow. Okay, so the visible range volume profile isn't going to load in this case, but that's fine. We know where the nodes are. There was a node right around here. We came up and there was a node right where we top wicked. So if we just look at the daily, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green days in a row on the daily, which is pretty exceptional. And this is, I know it's not showing, but there's a high value node here, right? So we're rejecting a liquidity shelf. The daily 8 EMA is down below. So Monday, I'm thinking what makes sense for Monday is a red open, right? So even with settlement, I'm thinking red open. And so my overnight trade is going to be a short. If we zoom in on the charts here really quickly, we'll get some more information about why that makes sense. Let's go to the 15-minute back on Friday, if it loads, load. So this is Friday on the 15-minute. And let's just look at where the liquidity is. There is a naked POC down below. They kind of form this head and shoulders shape, which technicals aside, right? They came up, they rejected this liquidity on the higher time frame. Remember, this was a top wick that formed and it's starting to curl over. This low here hasn't been swept and there's this naked POC down here, right? So I have videos talking about taking naked POC trades, but in short, major liquidity, right? Max pain is going to be here and just the most amount of people who participated in the auction on this Thursday, September 12th are going to be here, right? So I took an overnight short just into those levels, right? It was a nice little trade. Even if you just went from here, that's 100 points. And then coming down to this level is 237 points, right? So let's go ahead and hit the replay. My Wi-Fi is being super duper slow, but let's see what happened with this overnight session. Actually, we'll just get out of replay. Save us some time, let all of these candles load. And we're just gonna look at the subsequent price action now. Obviously, Monday was a red candle, so it did come down. And the whole reason, again, that I'm showing this to you, right? So this is that Friday. You can see that it went sideways, right? We get to EU open, more volume in the market. we come down, we sweep this low. You can see that I have 529 marked as this previous low here, right? So they got pretty close to this naked POC, not all the way, but that's fine. Gave us the next trade. Here, right, another example, right? Let's clean up what's on our screen a little bit so you guys aren't confused. Monday closes, flagging into the POC. There's a few key levels every single day that I talk about. Overnight low and high, opening range low and high, which is 9:30 to 10:38, in the previous session, low and high. So as of this moment in time here, I'll just do a vertical line option V. We can see that we swept previous session low, right? We bounced. If we look at ES, a very similar level, the levels are swept as well. There's really only one other major level that needs to get swept, right? This high. You could also see that it bounced, but we essentially ran out of time in the regular trading hours. So you could have taken a long overnight, which is exactly what I did. So again, these trades don't exist all the time, but you can see that there is a ton of money on the table if you could think about these major liquidity levels that are getting swept, right? High here that needs to be swept after we already swept this low. We're bouncing, a lot of bottom wicks on the 15-minute, right? With volume coming in, the next level is to here. So if you actually held from this pivot, which I didn't, just to be frank, but if you did, that's 319 points. And like I said at the beginning of the video, that's more than enough to pass, just about any evaluation with one single trade. Have you, right? Even if you're just trading one NQ, right? 300 points, that's 6 grand. If you have like the 150K accounts or whatever it is, you could do 3 NQ, right? Do the math, 6 times 3 is 18. Okay, you're passing the account, folks, with very little drawdown because it's all about trading the edges. In our Discord, it's called Trade Edge. We're all about identifying edges. I know it sounds super cliche, but when you are thinking about liquidity sweeps, where the primary areas of liquidity are, you can totally do it. I hope you found this video useful. I want to do something this more tactical, straight to the point. There's nothing magical about this, but it is very powerful if you're patient and you wait for these primary liquidity targets in your trading. They provide some of the best setups in terms of RR. It always ends up being like truly phenomenal. Everything from like 1 to 50, 1 to 100 sometimes, because you're trading around the expected edges in the market, which is something that a lot of people just don't talk about. If you want more information on this, of course, you can check out my Discord. If for some crazy reason you're not a part of the MyFundedFutures Discord, go ahead and join that community today to stay up to date with the latest promotions. My name is Forrest, I invest stuff. See you in the next video. Peace.